as well as how disturbingly much some people want to be annihilated by an attractive female robot, which is, but you know, we've done a lot of work on AI ethics since that time, and it's interesting, actually, with a strong understanding current AI models have of what's ethical and what isn't at this point. And I think there's a lot of reason to be optimistic. So we've been doing some studies now. We just feed our AI systems ethics puzzles and questions, and it's remarkable how well they can give the same sort of answer as a highly evolved human. So I think at the conceptual level, there's a quite strong understanding. Cashing that out in real practice is the challenge as we roll AI out in different applications. But I think we have a few minutes for questions from the audience. We're not getting them on this tablet because
lady has a mic.
All right.
Someone there at the back.
You can do it the old-fashioned way.
Do it the old-fashioned way, exactly.
So hi there. Sentient being is a very controversial kind of concept in my mind. I looked it up on the internet. It means something that can feel. Now I think about a PlayStation 2 controller pad. Yeah, they can feel. They have an analog receptor on it. And I wonder how our robots and artificial intelligence are going to differentiate between the sentient beings that we are, living organisms, kind of what I think, and a calculator or a PlayStation joypad or another robot. And I wonder then, how is that going to filter into the decision-making process when, as Benji, I hope I had the name right, mentioned that we will all live together in harmony. When decisions have to be made by us humans now, we speak about the third world and what we're going to do with technology in our lives and basic incomes. And when this power is handed over to robots, or it's developed by robots from us, I'm wondering what kind of decision-making paradigm do we think we're going to install when we can't even agree ourselves as humans that's going to make us safe in the presence of this hyper-intelligence?
Great question. Ben, I'll give it to you.
There's a number of things tangled up in that question, which are important, complex issues that are hard to address very concisely. I mean, you mentioned sentience and real understanding. And I would say there's no scientific consensus on the nature of sentience or consciousness, and this, I think, is something that's going to advance rapidly as we understand more about the brain through brain-computer interfacing as we build AGI systems. My philosophy tends to be panpsychist in that I tend to think everything has its own element of consciousness, and this bottle of water has its own water-like consciousness, as does a PlayStation controller or a humanoid robot. And as robots move toward human-like general intelligence, they will get more human-like varieties of consciousness, but not exactly human-like because they don't have our bodies or brains. But I would say I'm open to revising my vision of what consciousness is as we learn more from understanding the brain and building robots. In terms of the decision process that will guide humanity through the coming transitions to AGI and artificial superintelligence, this is going to be a complex self-organizing system, which is what it always has been. It's not something that's going to be wholly designed. Design will play a role in it, but it's going to largely be emergent in the global brain, in global networks, and there will be AI aspects to this emerging global decision process, and there will be human aspects to this emerging global decision process. And what the decentralization initiative is about, the initiative to roll out narrow AI and then AGI on decentralized networks without a single elite owner or controller, it's about bringing more and more different human and computational processes in a significant way into this self-organizing, emerging global decision process. And that I think will cause it, on the whole, to come out in a more beneficial way, although we don't have guarantees.
Thank you. I'd love to add to that